Hello everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Just pulling everything up so that I can see who comes in and what's happening in chat. Here. Alright, so that's all set up. So what we're going to do here is a Dutch pour. It's been a little while since I've tried this, but the main thing I remember is that your paints have to be a little bit more fluid than a majority of the time for other acrylic pouring techniques. And that's because you want the hairdryer to be able to move them with ease. So let's move that back. Right. So in here we have the white, which is a 1-to-1 mixed ratio of the Floetrol and the Spring brand house paint. And that's mixed up in the bottle, always ready to go. So that will be my background. And then we have this lime, which is a mix of emerald green and cadmium yellow hue. This is Hooker's Green Dark, and this is a mix of crimson and titanium white to create this pink. Now those are all Creative Place paints, but this one is the gold, and this is a Semco paint from Spotlight, and it still needs some more water added to it. Okay, Creations by Baby Doll. How you going, Brenda? Okay. So also the other thing is, this is another technique that doesn't require a lot of colour. So I'm going to put my paints into the smaller little tubs. Hello. Hi Mum, hi Mandy. Thank you all for being here. So we're just having a look at making up a smaller amount of paint because you don't need a lot. So I'm going to separate it into these little tubs where I can easily check the consistency and add water if necessary because you want them more fluid. Becky, good morning. How is Iowa? And I'm having trouble again with a lid. Here we go. So this is also another technique that I'm not going to use any silicone. Any reactions will be due to the potentially the Floetrol and the densities of the colour pigments in the paint. Right, straight onto this one. So because I knew I was going to be checking the consistencies of my paints, I made sure to wash out my water bottle and put some fresh water in there. And there's the gold. Right. So I just want to have a look. See, this is the normal consistency, which I don't know that you can see a huge difference there, but what it is to normally, I'm going to add an extra little squirt of water and stir that in. Becky, what time is it where you all live? Yeah, if you'd like to share where you are, what location and time zone. Yeah, it's always really interesting to see where people are watching from. So I'm in southeast Queensland and it is currently 8:50 p.m. so it's 10 to 9 in the evening. So 5:45 a.m. for you in Iowa. It's nice and bright and early. I just want to make sure that's definitely a lot more fluid than usual. So this time around, I pretty much want it to be like a milkshake. And for sometimes when paint is sitting around, it can thicken up again. So let's see, 8:50 p.m. in Australia. Cellmate Samuels, hello. You're in Indiana. Brenda, you're also 5:45. Wow, Cellmate 6:50 a.m. Maureen, how are you going? 11:50 a.m. Isn't that like amazing how we're able to do this now? Connect with people. We're all around the world. So just to make sure that we have that absolute fluid consistency, one more squirt per pot has just gone in there. And that's how we will do it. So just stirring that in. There. I'm up because my dogs were hogging the bed. Oh dear. That's a little bit cute. Alright, so after we get this mixed, we go straight in and put the base down. So we'll see. Spread that around. So first off, we'll spread it around and make it a relatively thin to medium coating on the canvas by blowing it around with a hairdryer, which will help to remove any excess as well. And then add the colours and then add the puddle around it. So I will grab another cup, which have currently invaded me. There we go. So I'll separate, when I pour the background, I'll also pour some white into here so that I can use it to surround the puddle. Alright. So I already gave this a bit of a shake. So again, my 1-to-1 mix of Australian Floetrol and Spring Brand White House paint. So I kept that to the middle and then I will blow it out. because that's such a big bottle, I put it to the side, off onto the floor. So, alright. Okay. So this is a hairdryer that has 2 heat settings. So I keep it on low. And it also has 2 air pressures, airflows. So low and high. So I'm also going to start off with low just to see if that moves it around easy enough. And then I'll move up to high to make sure that we're getting across. Yeah, so we'll go up to high now. There we go, sorry about that. I didn't realise till I was turning it off that there was some sections I missed. So, just a couple of touch-ups on the corners. And then we'll add some colour. So if you could see there during that blowing, the closer to the surface I was, the more it was pushing and building up that wave of paint. But as you would get to the edges, if you lift the hairdryer a little higher, it softens the amount of the blow as well, and doesn't force the entire thing off. So, alright, let's just have a look. Is that Moodles, Becky? Brother and sister, great fat kids, lovely. Boxer and a lab mix. Maureen, you got grandsons? Oh. Wow. This is awesome. All right. Merlot for wine and Gordon for the gin. Nice. Alright, so we're going to create the puddle. So I'm aiming for not entirely the middle. So down a little and to the right a bit. That's the Hooker's Green Dark. I'll add to that the lime that I create. The pink that I create as well, and then the gold. So this is where the extra little cup of white comes in. So So we're going to put this around the paint, give it a bit of a cushioning and extra paint to flow on. So yeah, the Dutch pour is was shared with us from Rinske Downer. So I will add her link to the description below, and let's just cross our fingers, please. I'd really appreciate that. And while you're watching, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you do so. All right. Looks like we got some great conversations going in here. Awesome. All right, so first I'm going to turn around. I'm going to blow the white paint over the puddle, and then we're going to blow it out. White over, blow it out, I think. Whew. Was nearly going to take off. See, I did say I haven't done this in a while. So these big shots just flew across there and splattered. But it looks very, like these sections are very disjointed from this section. There's a lot of paleness in there. So I don't know whether to try and do something with that. Okay. Wow, thank you, Brenda. It's when you blow the base paint over the puddle of paint and blow it out again. Yeah. More than that. Wow. Yeah. Yes, like the hairdryer had been used in acrylic pouring previously, but a little differently. And when Rinske Downer shared how she did hers, it was like she didn't choose to call it the Dutch pour. It was actually labeled that by others, so she went with it, I believe. Yeah. So now still thinking what I could do here that could help join these ones back up. And also you can go along and just try and scrape them up onto the stick. Whoop. All right, that's beautiful. Thank you. All right. So I think to try and connect them a little bit more, I think I'd like to swipe from the center and just bring it eliminate some of this whiteness in between. So let's have a look at that. So just pulling out some old business cards, and I think for those I'll swipe it I might actually leave it the whole size. I was going to cut it, but I think to get it over to there and maybe wrap around it, it's a new challenge. Alright, put another small puddle in there and blow it out. In the white sections, Mandy, or closer to here. Alright, I'm going to, yes, or even in the, this time, because there's already the dark green down, I'm going to start with the light green, and I'm going to put the gold before the pink. And just a touch of, see the small amount of paint that I used? And I've still got some left in the containers. So I'm not actually going to add any white to this to blow it out. So I'll just go straight to the hairdryer and see if we can fill in this white space. Alright, there we have it. That's where I think I'd like to leave it, and I think I'd actually like to add some streaks of gold coming sort of from the center, and they didn't flow. Add that through there. And come out this way. We come back to this one. Whoops. Do this one. Come up, follow those lines that I created. Turn it this way. All right. Feeling like there's a little bit more to it now, which is a good feeling, making me feel a little bit happy. It's like those times you go, oh, I won't do this anymore. Oh, but one more. Feeling that right now. I'll just move that, come on, blend that round. And I'm happy to leave that exactly as it is, because that looks pretty cool. And as I touch it, I know, with the effects that come into that gold. Alright, so now there we have it. That's how it looks. I'm stoked with it now. I really like that extra wisps in there. So let us see. Yes, yes, or even in the green. That's where we're up to. Beautiful, Tracy. Thank you, Brenda. Yes, just be wary, Mum, if you do this, of your hairdryer and the power behind it. It will spray everywhere. Hence dots and everything over there. Loving the gold trails. Thank you. So on that note, let's get down. I'll bring you down and we can have a closer look. And then we'll sign off. So yeah. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. So if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Let's see if we can get you flipped over. There we go. And if you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. And leave a comment below for those watching the replay and share it with others. You know, that always helps. So, oh, I haven't actually torched it. I should do that. See, I don't know whether it'll bring up more reactions though. Just a quick torching. Now that seems pretty okay. All right, loving this. Thank you. All right, so just going to show you at the same time, like there's some little gold splatters here, and that was the stick, and there's these green splatters up in this corner from the hairdryer. So I am actually going to remove those, but I'm not going to do it on camera because it's a little bit fiddly and we don't need to keep you guys there just to watch that. So there we have it. All right, so let's start with what was initially the first puddle. So coming along, you can see maybe there was too much white in the surrounding area. So something to think about for next time. So just pull that up. There you go. It's gorgeous. Well done. Thanks, Mandy. Love it, Tracy. Reminds you of a tropical flower. Beautiful. So that's the original, and then with the suggestion from Mandy, I believe. Yes. trying to remember, making sure, into that area and adding another puddle and blowing it out. So I really enjoyed that. That was great. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Becky, and a blessed day to you. Beautiful lacing. Thank you. I appreciate that, Brenda. So yeah, you can see the gold trails out there and how they create their own little nice features as they drag out. Love those. And so there we have it. There's the center. Let's come up for the overall while we sign off. So there we have it. All right, so much everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. Please remember to give me a thumbs up and support the channel by sharing, liking, commenting, all of that. It's really fabulous and it does help. So, all right, thank you. Have a beautiful day or evening wherever you are, and be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.